Excellent. So if you're playing music, if you want to get that started, I'm playing it on my phone as quietly as I can. And we're going to come to a comfortable seat on your mat or on a chair, wherever it is you find yourself feeling most comfortable. And we're just going to get a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded. I'm wearing my frock, which I think it actually helps me. All right, so begin to bring in some deep and deliberate breaths. Bring some breath into your lungs. And release. Just take a couple moments to get grounded here. Find some stillness, find some breath, and just take a few moments to get grounded. Eyelids can come to close, or they can just be gazed downward until you're ready. Begin to draw in that breath through your nose and out of your lips. Try to increase the length of your inhale and exhale ever just a little bit by little bit until you get to a place where your breaths are deep and long. Continue to bring this expansive breath into your body. And here I invite you to place one hand over your heart center and one hand over your belly, right at the base of your rib cage, where your diaphragm sits inside. We're going to practice a few breaths of diaphragmatic breathing. Some people just call it deep breathing or abdomen breathing. And here, with this kind of breathing, you're going to try to focus that breath to not stop when it reaches the chest, but actually continue until it sinks into the belly like there's a balloon there, which the diaphragm kind of is. And on the release, so the belly inflates, and then on the exhale, it goes back down, rather than just your chest breathing shallow breaths. So practice in your own, just channeling that breath in through your nose, down, down, down into your belly, let it inflate. And then releasing it in the same way from your belly, not just in your rib area. Release. Your hands are there just to serve as a reminder of where you're noticing the inflation and de-inflation of your breath. If you notice your chest moving quite a bit more than your belly, take more time with that breath. Really try to focus it mindfully into that lower abdomen area. And out. Sometimes the area can be very tight, so you may not get a very big balloon, but maybe you do. Just take a few rounds of breath in through your diaphragm. It might help to inhale through your mouth to begin if you're struggling with that belly breathing. And as you get more used to it, you can close your lips for the inhale. Continue to breathe this way, letting your hands signal to your body what is going on. You don't have to put too much thought into it. The world of science refers to this type of breathing as, don't judge me on my pronunciation, but as apnea, which is a state of relaxation and diaphragmatic breathing that all mammals achieve. And mammals achieve this when they're in a state of relaxation, a state of calm. So if you naturally have been breathing this way, there's a good chance you've been in a relaxed state. But chances are we don't always stay there. And by using our abdomen, we strengthen that diaphragmatic the muscles around our diaphragm and the diaphragm, which in turn makes breathing, it facilitates healthy breathing. It helps transmit oxygen by taking in deeper breaths. It helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes a sense of relaxation. It helps lower the heart rate. Lots of benefits. and a good place to return to when we find ourselves doing chest breathing, especially when we're anxious. Just take one more cycle of breath here. And on the exhale, let's lower our hands to our knees, the tops of our legs. We're going to practice a mudra. Continue to bring in deep breaths. Here we're going to touch our index finger just to our thumb. Our index finger is slightly below the fingernail on our thumb, and the remaining 3 fingers just relax outward. If you want to peek open your eyes, I'm doing it sideways for you. Just index finger to thumb, and they can rest on your legs. This has many names. In English, we know it as the chin mudra. And these gestures, there's many gestures in the practice of yoga, and the gestures are to bring an awareness to the subtle musculature and inner systems of our body. So ever so slight are the movements and gestures, but they symbolize many different things, and they bring just a gentle awareness to whatever they symbolize. So for instance, we have the micro world of what's going on in our hands and our arms when we do this. But also it is said, in our Western yoga tradition at least, that our index finger symbolizes our individual consciousness, right? And there's limits to our individual consciousness and perspectives. And our thumbs symbolizes a universal consciousness, a vast, expansive well that unites everybody. And by uniting our index and thumb fingers like so, we are uniting ourselves with the universal. Deep diaphragmatic breath in our chin mudra. Release through parted lips. One more inhale here. And release. Excellent. You can keep your eyes closed or you can blink them open. We're going to do a very gentle but mindful stretch. Your right hand is going to reach out, energize all the way through the fingertips. We're going to drape it over so it reaches our left ear. But even notice the palm touching your skin, then your fingers touching your skin. If there's any temperature change in your fingers versus your head, which tends to be warmer. Inhale, tall spine. And exhale, gently guide your right ear towards your right shoulder. Next stretch. You can bring your left fingers down to accentuate that stretch if you'd like. Inhale, release your hand. Come on back to center on an exhale. Inhale, left arm energize, reaches up and over. Gently and mindfully reaches towards your right ear. Notice any feelings as your fingers make contact with the side of your face. Inhale, tall spine. And exhale, gently guide your left ear to your left shoulder. While right fingers can remain where they are, or they can press into the ground at your side. Take a couple of breaths here, keeping your heart open. Next inhale, release that hand. Exhale, come on back to center as we slowly make our way down our bodies. So now we're going to do some lion's breath to activate in our moving and active muscle relaxation. We're going to start activating the jaw area. So you're going to inhale through your nose, get tall. Exhale, you squeeze your eyes shut, open your mouth, reach out your tongue. I'm alone, hopefully you're alone, and just bring it out with a sense of fire. So inhale in, exhale. That's right. Silly, but actually even just doing that, it felt nice to stretch the skin of the front of my face. So inhale fully, eyes can begin to close, tall spine. Exhale, lion's breath, full exhale. 2 more times in your own counts. Inhale through your nose. Fill up. Exhale, lion's breath. Exhale fully. Squeeze those eyes. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, lion's breath. do one or two more if you like. Or just bring your breath back to a normal rhythm. Notice any sensations in your face. I notice them around my mouth and around the creases of my eyes. And right away, we're going to keep that fire, rolling your shoulders up and down your spine with our inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, release. Thinking of each shoulder as making a complete circle. If your shoulders were drawing circles on either sides of the room, so they really contract, reach forward, up and expand down your back. Contract as they roll forward, up towards your ears, expand. Feel free to go any speed, slow it down, speed it up. Wonderful. And continuing from our shoulders down towards our chest and our midline. Wherever you find yourself, you may need to adjust your seat a little bit, reaching your hands towards your knees. If you're on your knees, sitting on a block, they can just be atop. Going to inhale from that belly, reach into our cow pose, gaze lifts. Exhale, round down, using your arms to really emphasize that stretch, that release and the contract. Inhale, belly forward, gaze lifts. Exhale, push it all the way, let it all go. Inhale, pulling yourself forward, heartless, gaze lifts. Exhale, release. You might notice my breath getting a little more power on the exhale. I encourage you to do the same. So inhale, cat pose. And then exhale, less like a cat, but more like you're pushing the air away, a little modern dance. Inhale, cow. Two more this way. Exhale, relinquish. Push the air away. Last one. Inhale, cow pose, stretch. Exhale, let the air release. Very nice. Moving our way down our bodies. Continue to find yourself in a comfortable seat, whatever feels good. Little circles starting from our abdomen, that sacral chakra we talked about several weeks ago. Trying to keep your heart open. You can stack your knees like we did in last week's class if you like. That emphasizes the hip sensation. It's up to you. Just keep note of which leg is on top if you're doing it this way. Otherwise, just keep a nice crisscross and begin to deepen your circles. If you're finding tension, move slower. Let yourself move slower. That's where we become more aware of ourselves and what our bodies need. Bring rhythmic breathing into this, however that works for you. That's an inhale on the way down and an exhale on the way up, however you feel it. And to close your eyes and take a few moments here. Excellent. And we're going to pause at the top and just fold forward. Here's a nice spot to bring in a pillow or two. Fold forward. Your legs can still be stacked or they can be crisscrossed. If you're in a chair, simply fold over your knees. Feel the back of your neck release into the floor or the pillow or your legs. And very gently begin to walk yourself back up. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So if your legs are stacked or crisscrossed, place the other one in front. I don't even know which direction I was going into. I think I was going right. And begin to bring mindful circles from that lower half. Excellent. Circles increase in their shape, as does the breath. If you find yourself losing your breath along the way, pause, bring back the breath, and then let the breath move you. So find what breathing rhythm works. Excellent. And take maybe 2 more cycles. Eyes can close to let you focus more on the breathing. Trust your body. When you finish that second circle, you can come up to sitting. Have a pillow or two if you like. You can uncross your legs, keep them crossed, whatever feels right. That doesn't feel right for me. And fold forward, releasing the back of your neck into your lap. Excellent. Very slowly, using your fingertips, roll back up through that spine. Head is the last thing to lift. So now moving down our bodies. We're going to come into almost like a, well, you'll see. We've done this before. You're going to roll down onto your back. Fingertips graze the backs of our ankles. If you'd like a pillow or a block for support here, we're going to move up into our bridge. And the option is always to make it supported. So energize up through your knees. Feel your lower back engaging with the ground. Makes contact with the ground. You're going to peel up off the ground using a pillow under here or using your hands. Give yourself a little support and breathe here. As we work our pelvis area, this area around our hips holds a lot of emotions. And gently you can release your hands lower back to the floor. We're going to do that 2 more times, creating a little heat. Inhale, flatten your lower back to the ground. Peel up, stack any supports under, or just use your hands. You might feel a little activation in the thighs, maybe in the glutes, and lower down. Take 1 more. Inhale to reset. Exhale, lower back to floor. Peel up off the ground. Offer yourself some support. Take a breath here. And release everything 1 vertebrae at a time. Just take a moment to rest here. And then we're going to cross our ankles, slowly work ourselves back up to sitting. We're not ending just yet. Face any direction you like. We're going to continue to work down our legs. So first, we're going to make Supta Baddha Konasana. I don't know why I always say that one. Our butterfly pose. You can rest some pillows under your knees. Sit up nice and tall. And contract. Just some gentle cat-cows. Nothing too fancy here. Just a couple cat-cows to bring some circulation into the hip flexor area, letting your body do the movement rather than the legs. Take 1 more. Excellent. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to extend our left leg out. It can be straight ahead if that's comfortable. It could be on a diagonal. It can be quite far out to the side. Pick one, find one that works for you. Your pillow can always be here. You're going to turn your torso to your foot. So if your foot's in front, your torso's already there. It's out to the side. Turn your torso right over your knee. Take a pillow or several, get nice and tall. On an inhale, and then exhale, begin to fold forward. Your knee can bend here. If it's bending, you can bring your hands underneath your leg and give your legs a little more support. So you're still working that hip rather than all the ligaments behind your knee. So if you are bending your knees, just right above that knee crease area, use your strength in your arms to help that fold. If you don't feel that tension in the back of your knee, just bow down to your leg, take a few breaths here. You're gonna be here for maybe 30 seconds. Try to keep your foot flexed if you can. There's really no wrong or right. So one more inhale, collectively. Exhale, push yourself up one vertebrae at a time. And go right into the other side. So extend that right leg out. Left knee comes in, it can balance on a pillow if you like. Either bend your knee, reach under the leg and fold. You can have a pillow, or simply fold over the pillow with your legs straight. If you can bring your awareness to your diaphragm area, try to bring a few diaphragmatic breaths in. Slow down that heartbeat a little bit. And let your body tell itself that it's relaxed. Enter into that state of relaxation, even while we're active. One more inhale together. And exhale, push yourself gently up. One more forward fold. Both legs out, they can be together, they can be open. Depending on parts of your legs that are tight, either of them could be for you right now. Wherever you find yourself, stack up. We don't want there to be any pain. We just want a nice stretch. Flexing your feet. If you want to hold the pillows like I am, just lift one hand to get this length through your spine. And exhale, folding over the pillows. Your knees can bend if they need to. If you'd like that support of your hands holding your legs up a little bit, that can be very soothing too. Kind of giving the backs of your legs a break if they're very tight. Either ear can rest on your pillow if you're finding yourself like this. You want to get a little more opening to the air. If you'd like to switch ears, if you had one ear on the pillow, switch now. Final inhale for 3, 2, 1, and release. Begin to walk yourself back up. Very nice. Hands and feet. So flex both your hands and your feet. I know that's an odd instruction. And for try to have your hands and feet moving in the same way. So I'm going to open both my toes and my hands to the side, leading from that hip area, and come on back. Exhale for the opening. Inhale up. Exhale. Your hands might go further than your feet. Okay, just try to keep that heart open. Move in your breathing cycle. I tend to have shallower breaths. I probably need more diaphragmatic breathing. Excellent. Now relax. Give them a little shake. Hands are going to come down. And we're gonna work on our feet. I'm gonna just point those toes and flex as much as you can. Point and flex. 2 more sets. Point and flex and point and flex. Now we're going to move a little bit more mindfully through our feet. We're going to do what we call in the dance world a demi point. So your toes don't actually get involved. You're just kind of knocking your ankle down. Your toes stay in that flexed position. And then we're going to try, this is we're always just trying things. We're going to try to move pinky toes, then your little ring finger toes, like a little fan to get them to point. Your feet might cramp, and if they do, just give them a little counter stretch. And then don't work as hard. So demi point, halfway, leading with your pinkies, ending with your big toes. Relax, shake it out. 2 more times. Demi point. Pinkies, fan them down. Relax, shake them out. Final time. Demi point. Lead with the pinky toes, end with the big toe. Shake it out. Good. And the right leg will go off a little bit. Just do a couple circles in either direction. Maybe 3 in each direction. You don't have to look at anything particular. And then the other leg. Saying yes, even though you're small, little bones of the feet, you're there. I broke one of the little bones that I didn't even know existed. It's like a little bone within a little bone when I was in high school, and I certainly became aware of it then. So, wow, these are all working quite hard. Good, give it a little shake. Wonderful. Now we're going to come on back to prepare for a state of relaxation. Come on to your mat. You can begin, if you'd like, to put a pillow right at your hips. I'm going to roll back. If you're comfortable here, we're going to lift up one foot into a 90-degree angle, and then the other foot. Good. And just hang out with our feet in tabletop. Your arms can reach overhead. Take a deep breath. Trying to press your belly button ever so slightly into the floor. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, stretch them out in front, and slowly lower them to the ground, just to get the front body activated as well as the back. Very nice. And here you can stay in this position, or begin to stack up like your little magical shawl. Drape up. Here we're just going to allow ourselves to recline or sit in a position that lets us release. If you find yourself holding on to something, maybe shift your position. Take a breath. Find yourself here. Excellent. If you'd like to put one hand on heart, one hand on belly, again, to send a little reminder to your breath of where you'd like it to go. You can do that. That's also a really nice position. It really shows that you're holding yourself. It's almost like an embrace for yourself, a really loving and caring position for you to give to your own body and your own heart. Take several breaths, and I'm slowly going to get ready to read a short mindfulness meditation. You continue to breathe exactly as you are. Excellent. So we're going to begin by taking our minds inward for a moment, by focusing on the breath, just as we've been doing all practice. Continue to take a few gentle breaths from the belly, in and out. Relax, let go. Continue to breathe like this as long as you wish. Now we begin to take our minds outwards. Begin to see your thoughts, feelings, moods, sensations, all of those as objects floating down a stream, coming into view and then vanishing from sight. Take a moment with that. We all have a lot of thoughts, a lot of moods, sensations. What is coming to you now? Can you see them as objects floating into view on a river and then floating away out of sight? You're simply watching without judging, without analyzing, just watching them pass as they float by you. Now, pluck an object from the stream and focus on it. What did you pick? Let the other sensations and thoughts go on in the background, continuing their float. And towards this object that you have selected from the river, note any new thoughts or feelings that arise from observing it. Perhaps, what does it look like? Does it have any particular color or weight in your hand? Sit with these new thoughts and feelings for a moment. You're observing, you're noticing it's okay to feel. You're just not judging those feelings. Whenever you're ready to leave this object behind, simply deposit it on a leaf, place it in the stream, and let it float downstream, joining all of the other wonderful things that are a part of us, joining all of those moods, all of those sensations, even the unpleasant feelings, watching that leaf with that object float away. Take an inhale as an acknowledgement to that object, that thing that you both selected and selected you, and release it, sending gratitude its way, sending gratitude for all of the things that you possess and can also let go of. Wherever your hands are, if you would like to touch your index finger and thumb together as a sign of joining the universal consciousness that wouldn't be universal without your individual consciousness adding to it. Take a breath here and acknowledge each other. And release. Begin to bring some gentle movement into your fingers, warming them up, into your toes. Maybe reach your arms up overhead in a lazy stretch. Maybe you want to roll over onto your favorite side. Or if you're sitting, just coming to a slightly taller sit. Ever so gently, using the strength of your arms, press yourself up into a sitting position. Let's bring our hands into another mudra, our prayer hands, feeling every fingertip connect to its opposite on the other side. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, palms come to that third eye space. Inhale, tall. Exhale, very gentle bow to acknowledge the end of our collective practice today. I offer you namaste if that helps you close practice. And I offer you gratitude and thanks. It's always about us. But the us is each individual person coming together, and I get a lot out of us coming together like this, as I hope you get something. If not something in your body, something maybe in your mind or your heart, something to chew on. So thank you, everybody. I wish you well. I hope to see you at our Saturday practice. And as always, email me with any questions, concerns, and take care for the rest of the week. Bye, everybody.